welcome to Friday Racing here at Laurel Park. Keith, we've had some weather right away. We're going to talk about our successes on Sunday in just a second. Thank you for joining me on the morning show. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going on. A little bit of an not upgrade, but
Downgrade?
not downgrade. Update. There we go. with the weather-wise, though. So we've got a sealed track here today. It's good. Some moisture in it, Keith. But it should be, bit of a mind scramble for today's card. But wanted to touch on Sunday. You had a video spotlight horse that ended up paying $18.80. Mikey Gorham Rowell-Mena, and also Mikey Gorham Rowell-Mena. Two on Sunday. The second winner was at $33 in Pay Billy, and of course we both discussed the Russell horse. Mine tab $14.40 at 6-1.
That was a little bit of a shocker. Mine tap 6-1. Brittany
Agreed.
Russell, first time gelding, proven off of a layoff was the horse, and obviously her training tactics and her stats and everything speak volumes with horses off of time, and they can get around a ground off of time. So hopefully you had that one at a good number. And the video spotlights, we'll throw them up there. They may not be in our quote unquote top selections, but hopefully we can awaken you to trouble trips, horses that especially escape at that kind of value. You must include. This game is so tough. Everything can change in a blink of an eye right out of the gate. So you have to have some coverage. And a horse like Royal Whisper, especially for a barn like Mikey Gorham right now, going great guns the last couple, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks in Maryland. Maena, they had two winners together on that Sunday card. And, an $11,000 late pick 5 payout because we had that carryover leading in. And we're going to start this week out as we get closer to Christmas and everything with a tricky. I thought tricky 9-race card. I don't have a slew of prices. Again, we're going to have to link a couple things together. Maybe a couple little vulnerable favorites along the way. But it's challenging. This is a challenging card. And you know what, though? With the challenge comes the ability to get some big payouts. And we know these early pick 5s and late pick 5s with the 12% takeout, they've paid year in, year out, day in and day out. So jump in 50-cent minimum on that early pick 5 that we get started right now going a mile.
Yeah, for the claiming 12-5 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won two. No scratches here in this race. Keith, you and I both go with the number 6. Last second, Louis for Diane Marici. Tori Alba here. They've been teaming up for success. Diane Marici also on that kind of cusp that Gorham has been on as well. Yeah,
31% the last 45 days, right around that number with a positive ROI. Surely we don't like the 1 for 27. Okay, with a record for this horse, last second Louis, 1 for 27. But you know what? The other day we had Win No Joke get it done. What was he, 1 for 24, and he got through the 2-in-life condition. I do think we've got a suspect horse coming in here. Not so wholly interesting to 2, 8-5 morning line. Yeah, going to take a lot of play. Just a little bit of an excuse last time out of Mountaineer, step slow. But last second Louis, though, proven to get the route of ground. The barn hitting really at a tremendous rate, and I like the positional speed. I guess the 2's going to probably go with a good break. Somewhere breaks forward. We'll try to go ahead and go on this stretch out coming in from the mountain. But last second Louis can just set up shop just outside. I think can shadow that rival and go on by top of the lane. And then, the mile into this flow, which might be okay. Might be pushing it. He might have to just hang on, but I'll give a little edge here to last second Louis Tori Alba.
6-1, 2-5 for Keith Fusel there in race number 1. Going on to race number 2, Keith, you've got an $18 ticket for us. You single in this first leg on your early pick 5.
Lottie Dino attack mode. Big drop here. 24 2-in-life down to the 12-5. 5.5 Kieran McGee for Louis Ullman. Ullman dropping a couple horses here this weekend, so going to try to get it done. This is my single. There's speed inside and out of her. I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm going to take her. And if we strike on this one, come back with the late pick 3. But we're going to complete this early pick 4. 3 deep in race 3 with the 2, 5, and 8 Golden Filly off a big effort at Parks for Ness. Race 4, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Little spread-a-rama. Twice Gold staring at you at a 12-1 morning line. First off the claim, question with Twice Gold is, can he get out of the gate without any real issues? It doesn't seem like he will. He never does. Race 5, 1, 3, 10. I should say he always does get in trouble. But 1, 3, 10. Yeah, Solomon, Schenkel there with the 1 and the 3. And Marley's Ghost, Corrales Brasino teaming up maybe to make a run from the back of the pack in race 5, shortening up. $18 early pick 4 ticket.
And that begins in a claiming 12-5 for the girls 3 and up, which have never won 2, going 5.5 here on the dirt. Scratch on the 3 aerial moon, significant scratch enough for me, Keith, at least. But let's talk about Lottie Deno. Better yet, let's look at that effort last time out for Kieran McGee. Carol Cedeno in the saddle.
Yeah, I mean, this was a good effort all in all. 23, not the most demanding, but then kind of gets this pressure, had pressure early, I should say, was able to kind of shake clear around the turn. But on a day the 17th, maybe a little slight wide, a little closer lean, and Concrete Phase was just able to ramp things up, leaving the 5/16th, and gets it done with a surge here from about the 4 path. But all said, Lottie Deno, game enough for me. She's shown the ability to only go back to sit just off of it if needed. She did that in debut. Bankers Rose Gold comes in from Charlestown off of those 4.5, so it's going to be probably all systems go for this horse from the rail with Justin Lewis. Lottie Deno is going to have to prompt. Gets a little assist with Ariel Moon, not going to be part of that flow now today. Doris Slaying it, I think, goes. But maybe, again, Lottie Deno can just set up shop outside, separate.
Yep.
And hang on late at a really, really short number here in race 2 because she's going to be well below even money, I would think.
One that you think is going to be improving upon last start is going to be the 7 on the outside. And Princess Lucia for Hugh McMahon, Wes Hamilton, 8-1 on the morning line, but makes complete sense here.
Yeah, it comes back. I had my notes was, comes back to a shorter field today, but a drier track. Well, I was wrong. The moisture kind of looks like it's kind of gotten in here for a couple hours. Maybe it stays. But handle that sloppy sealed surface okay. But won't have to deal as much clutter. We'll need a little bit of help up front with the scratch of the 3. That might hurt her chances a little bit more. But I thought it was an okay try. First-time main track for this Hugh McMahon trainee.
Also wanted to discuss the number 5, just the thing, why not? Darwin Rodriguez getting some results out of this one from that effort last time out, going the 5.5 as well.
Yeah, I think this one's okay. I use this one as a big number underneath. Key horse, Yum Yum Eat It Up is a multiple winner here. So why not? I think this was another one. Sit back, going to be able to drop in, save some ground around the turn. It's going to be imperative that horse does to help the run. Joyful Kitten, another one. Certainly, blinkers on today, Joyful Kitten. Was not listed on the overnight, but make sure because it was not on my first cut of PPs. But take note of that. Dropping as well out of the how sweet she is race. That was just way, way, way too tough for her. But her maiden score gets her kind of in range. Lottie Deno's going to have to falter. I mean, there could be some issues here. You got avoided claim 3 races back and dropping. So it's not like, anything's like reaching out and say, yeah. But she could be a little bit vulnerable. But, again, with that scratch to the 3, it really helps her chances.
Absolutely.
Yep.
2-7-5-4 Keith Fusel. Singles on Lottie Deno there. Race number 3 is claiming 20,000 for the 2-year-old fillies going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Scratch in the 9 Institution. You have the number 2 on top. Golden Filly, Jamie Ness, Jamie Rodriguez. First time against winners, but shouldn't be too much of a challenge after that first win.
Man, that was just a really, really big effort. Didn't show that speed the race prior at Parks and last time out. Now, I will say it looked like a touch of an inside trend at Parks on the 23rd. She took advantage of it, but she was really eager early to the inside of another rival. She'll clear around the turn without any real asking, and just when Rui said go, she really responded.
Right.
So the light bulb moment for Golden Philly right back here on her just off the pace to get it done for Ness. Ness heating back up. He's like 24-25% here over the last, I'd say 30 days.
Yep. Let's talk aid. Let's talk your exact choice on the outside last time out, or 2 back in that first win. Let's take a look at that effort going the 5.5 here at Laurel.
Yeah, I think it's, I thought was good here. Showed speed, a little sharper speed out of the gate. Is able to rate back off of rivals early and did this rebid. It's not the easiest thing to do, especially at this lower level. You got the maiden 15s, but she's able to do it. And I thought this was pretty good. Sets up shop just now outside the leader, leaving the 3/8 pole. But Ade really responds upper stretch. Just a slight drift in. Say past the 3/16. So we're going to see it here when we get to the top of the stretch. But Gonzalez gets along with her well. Nurses here, top of the stretch, and says, go. Just a little bit of a shift in, but really responds, going to widen, ridden out to the wire. And I thought her next start, just obviously a tough ass. She kind of ran an okay race, just watching her run her own race. Gonzalez took her under a rating hold, kind of got to asking around the turn. She just wasn't as good as those horses and say much easier here. There's no Caprice. There's no Onyx 10, and so on and so forth.
Key
but
race anyway.
I think Ade can go ahead and track and run right big back here for this barn who's sending out some horses that are live.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to touch on First Pearl for G-Cap and Tori Alba, just missing out at the 16 level at Delaware last out.
Yeah, look, it was 2 to 5. It looked like a 2 to 5 leaving the 3/8. Got right alongside the leader and said, I don't want to go by.
Yeah.
I hate when I see that. It's tough. It's tough. Maybe that inner was a little bit better and the horse was hung outside, but should have won that race. But a little bit of a freshing and a little bump up gives you a little extra confidence. She's run some good enough races, certainly, to get it done. She's going to be one of the favorites up, and she's going to make some noise in race 3 from Orner just off the pace.
2-8-5-6 for Keith Fusel there in race number 3. Race number 4 starts at the Rainbow Pick 6. Of course, it's going to be on its way to $8,000, at least $8,000 by the time we get into race number 4. My ticket, as per usual, my single here is going to be in race number 7 on the number 2 in Bright Charger. Anthony Ferrier just kind of got denied. Really, we'll dig into that a little bit later, but love that run. Spread it even a little bit more if you want to in race number 6, because that is a proper jackpot super high 5 race and very, very competitive for the first leg of that late pick 4. But the first leg from a $19.20 ticket starts in race number 4. In this, claiming $20,000 for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Keith, you have the number 2, just like I do. Mischief Mogul, Horacio De Paz, Tori Alba's 5 to 1 makes sense here today.
I didn't look at your picks early.
It's okay.
I told Mackenzie the other day, sometimes I just kind of like to get surprised a little bit when I get on the show. Don't want any influence. I would have never thought anybody would have had this too. It's just like the horse.
Really?
You're off 952 days.
Right?
It's not like really you go after horses like that. So it's been a long, long time. So this is usually not a horse I'm going to go ahead and look at, but I'm like thinking, well, you've dealt with this guy this long. You don't go all the way to the bottom. You're a third time gelding, second time gelding here on the main track. First blinkers dirt. A trainer that I never catch, so sneaky enough that I'm going to go ahead and use.
Okay.
And going back to the Tri-April 2nd back in 2022, that was an okay field. That On the Hill is now a 3-time winner. Did win an allowance at Finger Lakes, I think, recently.
Yes.
Had some trouble in that race. Just a flyer, and you reach out and you grab Tori Alba, maybe a little bit of a tell. Santino, I don't want to take a short price, so I'm going to try to go ahead and beat this Nest runner who's going to be right into the flow right out of the gate. But Mischief Mogul might be sharp enough to go right towards the front with Tori Alba. I think a couple horses you got to look at off the pace certainly are Twice Gold and Bermuda Run, video spotlight horses today. They are out of the same race on December the 1st. Here's Twice Gold, the 5, and look a little further out. You're going to see Bermuda Run also stumble, but we'll concentrate on the 5 right now. A little steps low and a little pincharoo, and then the other horse, Bermuda Run, did really stumble. Let's go towards the outside, the 11, this particular day. I should have told my man to highlight.
We did.
Right there, right to the nose. So 2 trouble trips on December 1st. Bermuda Run is shown to get out of the gate a little bit better, a little more consistent out of the gate than Twice Gold. But both of these, and Twice Gold off of the claim here at a good number at 12 to 1. Brasino McMahon factor at a good number. I like that. So these two could definitely make this run from off the pace against this group. I hate to take a short price on these 2 outside horses.
Yep, agreed there. 2-3-1-5 for Keith Fusel there in race number 4. Race number 5 starts that late pick 5, and as Keith mentioned, like in the earlier pick 5, low industry percent takeout at 12%, into claiming 7,500, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the girls 3 and up. Scratching the 5, scratching the 11. Keith, you have the number 3 Baby Socks on top here for Joanne Schenkel, Ismario Villalobos. Let's take a look. Last time, this one was at Laurel back on the 8th of November.
Yeah, 2 for 10, 6 for 10 in the money at Laurel Park. She's jumped up and run some pretty good races. This was good as well. This was a field of 9 going 7/8 of a mile. Neolithica was able to get out and control things, so no help whatsoever for Baby Socks. And but she's able. I like this progression. Took the rating with Villalobos. Works a little outward here. The final 3/16. Yes, I know the winner is gone, but the last 3/16 of a mile, Baby Socks straightens up and brings a run. I think she's going to get a little help up front today. Definitely going to get a target with Lady Serenity going. I think Molly of Stratford, the Rudy Sanchez Solomon, because you got all that whole factor intertwined there. Shankle,
Right.
Solomon, a lot going on. Might be up there to go ahead and keep Lady Serenity honest.
Right.
Go ahead, Baby Sox. Go ahead and save that ground inside out trip. Brings that progression. She just didn't run a lick at Charlestown last night. Maybe something happened on the ship. She did not fire at all at a short number. I think she's coming back to a Laurel. Track she's proven over. Runs big today from just off the pace. Yes, she used Molly at Stratford. That race, it just kind of resonates. The race back on the 4th of October where she took the rating and made that good move to draw off. She got caught in the duel in the Maryland Million on Maryland Million Day. Last time out, Tam Char, maybe the inside was a little good. That Tam Char forgotten gift. They were both, I think, inside.
Right.
Muddy sealed surface. Coming back here, maybe this track will dry out a little bit by race 5. I do think Molly Stratford can set up shop and make the first run into Lady Serenity, who's got to get this 3/4. She's going to be sent out of there for Perez. You've got her there. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if she lasts today, Lady Serenity.
Sure. No. And I'm just, again, taking a little bit of a stab there because I originally had her nowhere, and I took a second look this morning. I was like, it just due to the help, might get a little bit of help there. Love that you and I both have Sapphire Beauty though. Charlie Frock Torrealba, 15-1 on the morning line. I originally had this horse as my top selection.
Again, kind of leaning and hoping this track dries out a little bit by race number 5. But the last time she was here at Laurel on a fast track
at
with
this
Torrealba at this. She ran a big race despite a little adversity leaving the gate. So she's kind of got that chase kind of mode with her, but she keeps chugging. She's a trier. If she gets good position, she'll battle out. And look for Marley's Ghost on the turn back. She can definitely fire into a hot pace in race number 5.
3-1, 10-4 for Keith Fusel there. For race number 5, we'll be right back after this commercial break for the rest of Friday's card. Welcome back. Of course, our 6th race does include the Jackpot Super High 5, of course, 1 through 5 there. Also starts the late pick 4 as well, starts in this claiming 12-5. Number 6 is always the trickiest race just due to this Jackpot Super High 5 sequence. But for the 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3, scratches in the 1, 5, 11, 15, and 16. So the 12 runs, the 12 was running already, but the 13 runs, the 14 runs, Keith. You have the number 9, Mr. Agent on top for Joanne Schenkel, Thais Laia-Pustina.
Before I get to race number 6,
I think
it's the interesting thing. It's a cool thing about horse racing. You look at the families and stuff, and I forgot to mention this.
Yeah.
You look at your horse, Mischief Mogul, in race number 4. Out of Winter Book. She hasn't been, and this horse hasn't been seen in 952 days.
Yeah.
Comes back to the races at a racetrack here at Laurel. And the sibling is running in the next race in Marley's Ghost. Just pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. But anyhow,
cool.
Race 6, tough race. I got it written down here at the top of the PPs. This was a real head scratcher for me. The split condition, shape notes 1-3 for Damon, going to be out there. Part of that flow, Mr. Agent. My top selection is 1-5. I like that. Turning back a furlong. Yes, there's some other speed in here that now is drawn in. It's Sarah's Candy Cam. No joke's going to come from the back of the pack. So this horse of Murdoch's for Robert Cole and Boca Chica definitely is going to be part of that pace flow, and it's going to be honest as well. But I think the sharpness right now, I think it's his 3rd time for Schenkel. Mr. Agent, the way he just kind of held on last time, just giving away grudgingly, I thought, the last 70 yards or so. Turning back a furlong can attend the pace and keep going.
Absolutely. Talking about the number 2 on the inside that you just want to mention, Borletti for Ricky Silliman. Angel Cruz now inherits the rail after the scratch of obviously the 1.
Yeah, speeds outside, Vagabond Shoes, shape notes. So 2 of the 3 just to the outside are going to pretty much go and I think give this guy a cleaner run. Like this horse at 12-1 in its most recent start. It was a good second off the claim stat for Ricky. This horse loomed. Had kind of the favor of the racetrack that day. Just didn't quite kick on. But moving inside, I think can save even a little bit more ground, and with a flow that I think is going to be contested by the time they go 5/16 upper stretch. Berletti, Cruz coming back to go ahead and make a run into it. Need to save as much ground as possible. He had a touch of hang in him last time out.
Well, you and I agree on one horse, and that's Minister for Magic, Henry Walters, Dennis Arujo. Let's take a look at that effort. Two back at the Claiming 20. 6 furlongs, 17th of November.
Yeah, he's run against my top selection a few times here, Mr. H. But Mr. for Magic, he's been kind of busy since the claim, but he tries, and that's what I like, and I think he's versatile enough. He did the chasing here on November the 17th. I think he's going to be able to rate and sit a little bit further back, but bring a punch here back at the 6 furlongs, 7 furlongs. Kept grinding last time, was just in front of my top selection. But maybe to get position here, a little covered up trip wouldn't hurt for Minister for Magic.
Agreed there. 9-2-8-3 for Keith Fusel there in race number 6. Didn't know if you wanted to cover the
Vagabond
three.
Shoes. Yeah, interesting. Villalobos here for McGee. Hasn't been seen since March. Second off the claim, a drop, but comes out of a double key race. Didn't really get a fair shake that day. A little bit of a bad actor. Popped the gate pre-race. Speed to get involved, but also shown the ability to make him run from just off of it. Respect the barn. His rider, it's kind of live. These horses seem to run for his Mario Villalobos. So take a little shot and take a little look, especially at a good number. This horse sneaks up closer to 10-1.
Absolutely. 9-2-8-3 for Keith Fusel there in race number 6. Remember, our start of the late pick 4 and our jackpot, super high 5. Let's go ahead to race number 7 in a maiden claiming 12-5, going 5.5 on the dirt for the straight 2-year-old. Scratch in the 6, scratch in the 7. Enabler, you go with for Tim Salzman, Kevin Gomez. Come back second off of that nice little layoff.
Yeah, second off the break was a 3-1 tepid favorite in that race in a 12-horse field involving Bright Charger. Went back and looked at the rerun again. I updated the note. We're not going to get it here, but this horse did get in a little bit of trouble. This horse went back, was down inside of Bright Charger moving to the half, had to steady out of there, then worked outward 4 wide, tried to make a little run to the quarter pole before fading. Might be a little sharper here second time off the bench. You're going to get a little bit better price. We're going to need a go here for Gomez. You break a little bit of speed in, that's proven, but might be the speed of the speed if he gets aggressive here in race number 7 with Enabler.
Exactly. You discussed earlier amongst your talking about your 4 and Bright Charger, the number 2, who will clearly be taking in a lot of the money here for Farrier and Jamie Rodriguez, just kind of really knocking at the door, especially in that effort last time out.
Really, 2 very improved races. Off the try at Charlestown, maiden special weight. The Lakes came off. This horse came back 2 races with J-Rod. Very, very good. He also had to tap the brakes heading to the half. The outer speed kind of came over on him, and J-Rod had to rate back off of him to make another run. He also was bumped at the break, but kind of churned on an even kind of a finish. I should say even. He was definitely trying, but at 5.5, I think can sit a little pocket trip if needed. Maybe J-Rod will try to go from the inside, but I think he definitely works in here. He's going to be a short price for Farrier Barnes. Doing well here over the last couple of weeks.
And World on Fire and Brewmaster to wrap things up. 4-2-1-3 for Keith Fusel.
Yeah, World on Fire just seems to be getting a little bit better each race. I think works, saves ground, and chases. Would not be a surprise. It looks a little bit more like an under to me. Brewmaster just trying to find a level that just might be it.
Our feature race in race number 8 is going to be a claiming 40,000 for these 2-year-olds going a mile. Second wire finish here. Scratch in the rail horse and charted map. Keith, you have the number 7 on top, but you also have the 5 underneath in all the hard ways. And we have a video on both back on November 28th.
Yeah, I think they come out of the best race. Things kind of got pretty hot and heavy up here on the front end on November the 28th. Look at those internals. 23, 46, and 4, picked it up, 12 and 1. Every right for these 2-year-olds stretching out. And little Sebastian, this was his first time stretching out. He meets the challenge, and he's going to battle. I think he holds fairly well up until about mid-stretch before fading. Omaha going to be the beneficiary. And as you see, this horse for Justin Nixon got involved with the favorite there, the Brittany Russell horse. All the hard ways, I expected a little bit more run, even though he was caught wide. So maybe we'll give him a little pass for the overland trip. You see that lost ground 4 wide. If things, maybe the muddy seal surface he didn't quite take to, if things dry out a little bit here, might push him up. But I think these are the 2 I'm going to key around for sure. In race number 8. Not my first rodeo. The 2 I thought ran lights out and took odd money that day. I did not see that horse getting bet down to 3-1. But kudos, Tim Solomon and Clover Hill Farm. They got this one right. He was a little bit tough to handle. If you go back to his 2-back and 3-back races, erratic early 3-back, keyed up, attempting to get out. So obviously they work with some equipment, work with some stuff in the morning, and it paid dividends.
Yep.
You've got J-Rod now. This horse won like I did not see him winning.
Yeah.
Okay, he's on an upward trend for me in race number 8.
There we go. 7-5-2-6 there for Keith Fustel in race number 8. Love that underneath pick.
Yep.
It goes against a possible favorite there. I love it. Finale here on Friday in this maiden claiming 12-5, going a mile in 16th on the dirt for these girls, 3, 4, and 5. Scratching the 2. Keith, you have the number 8 on top. Lystra on the outside. Jan Anderson, Angel Cruz, going to come back off of this bounce back. Just the 30 to the 12. Big help here.
This is a doozy of a race
Yes,
to try to get out on. That's all I can tell you. 3, 4, 5-year-old maidens, fillies and mares, a mile and a 16.
What you got on this 8?
Well, there's no real speed in the race. Nobody really has shown any affinity to get to the front. Lystra, bumped and pinched in debut, made a little move into a quicker flow.
Yeah.
Cruz stays off of the ease comment. That's it, the drop. I'm taking a shot there.
Okay.
I'm taking a guess in race 9. But if you're going to give me a number on a rider that's returning on a horse that was eased in most recent, I'll take the shot.
All right.
I think the 7, we've got a stat on a lot of moxie. Tim Keefe has had some success here. I was digging for stats today. It was hard to find anything.
You found a great one for us.
Well, this
one,
one, 5 for 22 last 3 years on the dirt, 23%. Maiden claimers sprint the route. 474 ROI. Toriaba picks up the mount today. Just kind of even the last couple. Maybe the stretch out will pick her head up. So that's it. La Chica for tequila. I've been chasing her.
Same.
And she's making me drink some tequila. I don't even like it after that adventure with tequila back in like 11th or 12th grade. The guys dropped me off at the house. Dad found me in the bath. That was it. That's all she wrote.
University of
Wasn't
Wisconsin
good.
Lacrosse, same thing. We are on the same page with that. Let's go from tequila to the leaderboards.
Okay.
Of course, one winning by a landslide right now, of course, is Brittany Russell. Or sorry, we got to go to your value play first.
Okay.
Silly me. Let's race number 6. You pick a value play in the Jackpot Super High 5 race on the new rail horse in Borletti. Ricky Silliman, Angel Cruz, 10-1.
This is one of those situations where you kind of grab something that's 8, 10, 12, and we're going to work it in different spots. First, second, third, using exactas and then tries, because I think there's just at least 3 or 4 horses that want to be forward. I don't think they're all going to last. I just think if Cruz is patient down inside, he can find a way, say from mid-turn to the wire, to grab you a piece. I'm not saying maybe a Stone Cold win bet, a couple bucks to win. Back it up with a heavier play show bet because you're in a bigger field. And then work some exactas, tries, and supers out there.
There we go. Now we can go to the leaderboard there with Brittany leading by how many? Doing the quick math here, 21 over Jamie Ness, Michael Trombetta, Kieran McGee underneath as well.
Yes.
Anything to add to that?
No. It's her world right now. Ness is trying to make that run, and she's going to fall short. It looks like for the meet.
Yeah. Let's talk jocks. Because that's a bit more tighter, a bit more exciting. Rodriguez just kind of really slaying it away there with Toledo. Toledo just always, he's under the radar. He's so stealthy. I love it.
Yeah, he's been steady year in and year out. And like I say,
for him.
Commented about Toriaba. I think he's a rider that's proven he's been a stayer now. You talked about it, losing the apprenticeship. He has stayed on, and Sheldon obviously teaming up with Brady getting some runs. And Chances, watch out. He had a couple wins, last week or the week before for Ness, I think, in one day. He might have had two in one day, didn't he? I believe, Michael Sanchez.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, again, a good group of riders, good colony here. And if you like something, I think you can trust that you're going to get a good trip out of the majority. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a great colony here. Let's go ahead to the other great here of Maryland racing, Dave Rodman, for some more changes and scratches.
All right. Good luck.